the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Jimmy Butler has spread his cancer all over the Heat, and he has ruined their season. I do believe they'll never recover from this disastrous guy that is, purged on them. I mean, he's ruined. Like, they don't matter anymore at all. Like, I watched them play last night. They sucked.
Pharrell, Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
You know, they have a lot of hopes, and they thought last year they were turning the corner. Even early this year, they start turning the corner a little, and then you lose 13 games in a row.
Edmonton chipped away, got a late goal, won the game 4-3. I felt like they dominated the third period. They moved the puck on that power play. It was an exceptional hockey game. It went over the total.
Only on SportsGrid.
Let's roll. This is SportsRage. I am Gabriel Morency, the pimps, the players, the hustlers, the people that bust them, and everybody else in between. Let's do this thing. Back in black style. We're back in the chair, ready to roll. SportsGrid Radio and Television Network, Sirius XM Channel 159. I know our programming actually replayed at this time, but it was only an hour, and it was pre-recorded interviews from Media Row, so it's good to be back live tonight. This is our first show back. As you can tell, I don't know, maybe you can't because I don't exactly sound like Adele to begin with, but I don't know if you can tell I'm a little bit under the weather after spending a week plus in the Bayou. And in fact, I was actually fine. I wasn't sick at all. You know, we had a smooth week and almost too smooth, actually. Anybody that tuned in to the network, shout out to everybody that put all the hard work in. I don't know, people that weren't there as well were working behind the scenes, so congratulations to everybody at SportsGrid. You know, we've done a lot of Super Bowls, but this was by far our most successful Super Bowl from the SportsGrid perspective as far as production, guests, success rate, etc. And we had a smooth week, great time in New Orleans. We ended the week with a bang. We went on the Pat McAfee show, and then suddenly, you know, the drama started to hit. Like, you know, you can only be hot for so long. You know what I mean? It's one of those deals. Yeah, you know, you can only win so much before you're going to, the losses are going to start to pile up. And everything was fine. Everything was fine. Like, we did the McAfee show. We left the media center, and that was that. And our hotel was like, we had to check out of our hotel. So it was a little bit of drama, actually. It all sort of started on Friday. We had to check out of our hotel because the hotel we were staying at was sold out through the weekend. We could only get it up to Friday. And it was a really nice hotel. I was sad to leave. So that's another thing, too. By far the nice hotel that we stayed at. So I was all you need to know is we were in the same hotel as Barstool Sports was. All right? You know, we're moving up. You know, like Taylor Lewan and who's the other dude? Like, was it Compton? Whatever, all the Barstool dudes. I don't know. I know some of their names. I know Taylor Lewan because he played for Michigan. The Brandon guy, whatever. All the bars. Frank Fleming. And shout out to that Fleming dude, actually. He's not that big in real life, for the record. That dude's lost a lot of weight, man. Like, you see the videos of him before the past? Like, he was like 500 pounds type of deal. So if whoever's out there, like, whatever, you know the dude. I'm telling you, he looks good. Like, I looked over just casually. I was like, hey, there's that Fleming dude. Whatever. I don't, you know what I mean? I got my own deal, so I don't really care. But I sort of casually walked out. Somebody told me Barstool's here. I was like, oh, I like Taylor Lewan. He played for Michigan. And then I saw the Fleming dude. And the first thing I thought, I was like, you know what? This guy's like, he's really lost a lot of weight for real. So props to him. So anyways, we have to check out of the hotel. So whatever. Our bags got sent to the new hotel that we were going to be staying at. Except, that sounds all easy in theory and stuff. So we went out on Friday night in New Orleans, and I was like, all right, we'll go to the airport near the, we'll go to the hotel near the airport tonight after, we'll party a little bit in New Orleans here. So, of course, dude, I went to, like, the wrong hotel twice, like, in real Sticksville, too. Like, I'm freaking people out. It's like 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning on a Friday night. I'm rolling in with this East Coast accent and stuff, and I'm at the wrong Holiday Inn. There's a Holiday Inn South and North and this and that, and turned into a real brouhaha. Then my name it wasn't under my name. So, like, long story short, it took me like 2 hours to check into these hotels. And then the adventure really began the next day, in which my flight was delayed and I had a connecting flight, and there wasn't enough time in between. And I tried not to panic about it. I was like, well, you know what? They'll probably tell them I'm here and they'll wait for me. But no, they didn't. So I get off the plane and my other plane already boarded. So, of course, there's zero help. I don't want to name the airline, but they're an American airline. And I don't care if these guys gave me a $5,000 voucher. I would never set foot on one of your damn aircrafts ever again the rest of my life. So I'm in the Dallas-Fort Worth airport. I don't know if anyone has ever been there before. That place is massive, bro. All right? like, I saw it. I get off the plane, and I'm like, my plane's already, like, boarding right now. There's no help. There's no one, oh, sir, Mr. Morency, we're waiting for you. You got to hurry up. I'm totally on my own. I got to ask some lady, where the hell do I go? She tells me, oh, you're in B. You need to go to, like, the D gate. Except D gate in Dallas, man, it ain't like a little walk. She's like, oh, you need to take the train. The train took like 10 minutes to get there. So I get there, and the plane's already boarded, man. I have no baggage. My plane's already boarded. I'm in Dallas, Texas. It's late on Saturday night, and I'm about to snap. Because I realized, I'm screwed. I'm like, what am I going to do? I was like, what am I going to do? like, my mind was just sort of racing. I was like, what the F am I going to do? It's like 10 o'clock at night in Dallas, Texas on a Saturday night. I'm in the airport, and I don't have a flight out of here. And I'm like, it's Super Bowl Sunday tomorrow. So I don't want to fly tomorrow and miss the Super Bowl. So my mind starts racing, and I'm like, you know what? Am I going to have to watch the effing Super Bowl in Dallas, Texas? I started thinking, I was like, I don't know. I guess you're going to have to get a hotel room here, step one. And then step two, like, buy a plane ticket, watch the Super Bowl, and like, I was thinking, like, man, I should just get on a plane and go back to freaking New Orleans at this point, right? Like, I was about to snap, and she's like, oh, you should have gotten here earlier. And I told the lady, I said, well, the reason I'm late is because your plane was late. It's not my fault. And she goes, I don't think it'll help, but I'll go and see if they'll let you on. Like, the doors, it said, like, closed, boarded, and all that. And they actually let me on the plane after. They let me on the plane. So I guess I can't complain because, like, she told me after, she goes, they never let people on. And they let me on after. They literally told me, you got to run. Like, and they were even like, hurry up, we're closing the door. I ran, I got in. Everyone on the plane's giving me a dirty look like I held them up. And when this son of a bitch airline, it was all their fault. So I get on the plane. I'm all huffing and puffing the whole time. Then I kind of clue in that this thing's turning into like a 14, 15-hour day. Anyone that's traveled, like, you know what I'm talking about. You can be sort of fun and cool for a couple hours. Once you get into that 12, 13, 14 hours and they screwed me around and I'm running around like O.J. Simpson at Dallas-Fort Worth Airport, I was about to lose it. So the icing on the cake is when I landed, and I freaking knew as I stood there like a loser waiting for my bag on the carousel, I was like, there's no way in hell my bag made the plane. And lo and behold, the bag didn't make the plane. Then I had to fill out a bunch of forms for a couple hours after, and like they were asking me what was in my bag. I was like, clothes were in the bag. That was in the bag, clothes. How valuable were the clothes? I was thinking I should tell them like $200,000. I only wear Gucci. I was like, I don't know. I was like, I don't know, 2,000? They're like, are you sure 2,000? I'm like, yeah, 2,000. All right, you happy? I was thinking, I don't know, how much is those stupid shirt? Like, I don't know how much it's freaking worth. So I was fine. I was not ill or anything like that until I spent like 16 hours in an airport on a bunch of airplanes. And now, like, I'm sick. And I would be in a much worse mood right now. But we were on the Philadelphia Eagles to win the Super Bowl. We were on the over in the Super Bowl. We had Jalen Hurts to score the first touchdown of the game in the Super Bowl at plus 550. And we had Jalen Hurts to win the MVP in the Super Bowl at plus 400. One of the smart things I did on Sunday morning was I totally backed off Saquon Barkley. I was like, you know what? This is a Jalen Hurts day. Jalen Hurts is going to run wild. He's going to go over his passing yard prop. He's going to win the MVP. And I'm locked in on Jalen Hurts here. First touchdown of the game, MVP, and everything else in between. And Jalen Hurts is at Disney World now, baby. Let's roll. This is Sports Rage.
So my team didn't win this weekend, but I still did with this app that's taking over the game. Sports Millions Pick'em lets you make quick and easy predictions. Pick your favorite players, go higher or lower, and you can still win big even if your team loses. Plus, the multiplier is insane. With just a few picks, you can win big money. So get on it. They've got a welcome bonus to help you start off your winning streak.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching!
Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What?
How do you do this once?
Oh, Donnie, you've got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Let's roll. This is Sports Rage. I am Gabriel Morency, the pits, the players, the hustlers, the people that bust them, and everybody else in between. Let's do this thing. Luka Doncic making his debut this evening for the Los Angeles Lakers as the Lakers take on the Utah Jazz this evening. A lot of hype. They gave away T-shirts. To everybody. That's the thing with these teams in L.A. They just do it. They just get it. Like, you know what I mean? That's why, like, even players, if you're a player, like you sign with the Dodgers, you're going to Laker games, you're meeting LeBron, you're Doncic, they give T-shirts to everybody. Like if that was another team that said, "Oh, there's no way we can get T-shirts made in 3 days," right? No, the Lakers like just make the damn T-shirts, and not for the first 10,000. So anybody that's going to the Laker game tonight gets a Luka Doncic T-shirt. For the record, I like them to go over 6.5 assists. It went up to 7.5 right now. You can get over 6.5 at -130. It's Luka's first game with the team, and it kind of goes both ways. They're going to want to hook him up, but at the same point in time, he doesn't want to show up and upset LeBron James. And he doesn't want to show up and have everybody not like him right away. And basketball players are very territorial about their shots. So I think Luka, you're going to see tonight, Luka is going to be Johnny pass the ball all night, man. He'll get his because LeBron's going to set him up and stuff. And they're going to tell him, just do your thing, and everyone's going to get out of the way because he's ISO. But I would expect Luka to distribute the ball to his teammates to sort of ease himself in to this roster. All right, so we'll get to that. I was actually just looking, where's the box score for the game, but games coming up. We got college basketball going on tonight. No hockey because we got the Four Nations. We're back from New Orleans, Louisiana. And the Raging Redhead, not the Raging Cajun, but the Raging Redhead, Cam Stewart in the house.
I look like a Raging Cajun, Gabe. I'm pretty red, but I heard about
you'd fit in actually walking down the street there. Like, you would. Like a drink in your head, you're all red. Yeah, people would think you're like Ed Orgeron.
You know where I like to eat chicken? At an Exxon. Yeah, I'd be like Ed Orgeron's
like chicken on a stick. There's fried chicken everywhere. I ate at Willie's Fried Chicken Shack a couple of times.
I bet it's good. Real good.
Yeah, it was literally the biggest piece of fried chicken I've ever gotten in my life. It's like the size of my head. I was like, I don't even know what part of the chicken this is. I was like, is this the whole chicken?
Oh, it is, Gabe?
Like you buy, like, they give you, like, yeah. Yes. They take their fried chicken seriously
I love
in the South. And one thing with New Orleans, too, a lot of the people at SportsGrid are like health nuts, like the Pat Fosters and the Koskis and all these kids. And Mike Cardano's trying to do better. Everything is fried in New Orleans.
I love it.
Like Lisi was panicking. Like, I'll take a salad. He couldn't find like everything was fried. Like deep fried Mars bar, fried like ice cream. Everything was fried. Like, you know what I mean?
Lisi was panicking.
I liked it. It was one of the few places that I liked the food. I was like, yeah, this is good. Like everything's fried. I was like, yeah, give me this.
Gabe, Creole food, Louisiana has been known. Like they have some of the best chefs. And if you like, fried
but
food,
I can't like him. I didn't really taste the local cuisine too much. Yeah.
More fried chicken for
fried chicken. That's not like that's not really local.
Hey, Gabe, I'll give you credit. Shout out to you. And you know what? You guys did a great job down there. I remember when we first went to Vegas and we interviewed a second string offensive lineman. You guys are talking to legends. I saw pictures with you, guys Hall of Famers, legends. You guys banged off a lot of stuff down there. So I'm going to just say this. You did an excellent job. And the thing is, man, what really impresses me, and me and Lisa were talking about, I go, you know what, Morency's no spring chicken, and this guy's working like a kid. So one thing about you, bro, I'll give you credit, and you've always been this way. You work your ass off, and know why you get good stuff? Because you work for it. Great job, and glad you got the fried chicken down there. Amazing.
I appreciate the kind words, Cam. And yeah, it wasn't easy. I got to tell you.
No, it's not.
Well, a lot of people were going out after, for dinners and stuff like that. I was literally, I would leave the convention center, go to the hotel room, and one of those just fall asleep, right away. It would be 4 or 5 o'clock. I'd be I'd just my eye, I was I got to sit down. My head is spinning. Then I'd sort of wake up a couple hours later and sort of, regroup and do it all again. And over the years too, Cam, I've learned I didn't, like I said, I went out on the first Saturday night I got there, and I went out on the Friday night I left. So I was sharp. I was ready to go all week long. Then you throw in the heat and the humidity down there, bro. It was like that. They set a record. It was funny because you remember 2 weeks ago there was people skating on the streets down there.
Yeah.
They set a record. It was the hottest day ever for February 10th or whatever the hell the date was. February 7th or something. No, it was 81 degrees.
That's amazing.
It was 80, but it was hot 80. It was sticky south type, sort of that Mississippi stuff. It's sort of everything's sticking and but I will say this, you would like New Orleans. I liked it. I didn't really get the full dose of it. I went out on Bourbon Street once. More than once. I was on Bourbon Street a couple of times. We were staying on Bourbon Street essentially, but I went into the masses of the insanity thing, and it's over the top, bro. Like there's just hundreds of thousands of people coming in and out of bars everywhere. But just imagine a Southern Fremont Street.
That sounds amazing.
That's what it is. It's except like I said, but instead of freaks and whatever, there are people playing trombones and you really got the jazz feel to it and all that. But you got the casinos there, the fried food's there. The city is very cool. I'd like to go back sometime and just sort of enjoy it and soak it in as a tourist. Like I said, we were working the whole time for the most part, right? I went out on Bourbon Street. I was out in the French Quarter walking around and stuff. But great city. I'd like to go back one day when the Buffalo Bills play against the New Orleans Saints. Go down to a Bills and Saints game down there. But considering there's no direct flights, I'm really not excited to ever try to do that again, actually. So might be a little while before I go back.
I was telling Lisa, too, you're not a guy that's shopping at JCPenney. You had Super Bowl gear in your bag. I know you. You always buy Super Bowl stuff there. So that stuff's worth a lot of money. And you always buy a trick jacket when you go down to do these things, when you do McAfee's show. I'm doing the dollars in my head. I go, your bag's probably worth about $3.
Yeah. They put me on the spot. I was like, I don't know, 2. And I was thinking after I should have said
3.
more. I got it back after. Well, it was open. I got to go through it. There's a couple of things I can't find, but I'm not sure if I left them in the room or not. I don't think I did.
Patino himself, in a clip that we just played, said basically the stats are not backing up the team's wins.
St. John's is offensive glass. That's where a lot of opportunities for St. John's came from. St. John's does not shoot the basketball well. It might even be fair to say they shoot it poorly. They were 3 of 16 from deep last night, but it doesn't seem to matter to them.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this one?
Oh, Donnie, you've got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
In a short format tournament like this, like the Olympics, now this is even smaller, only 4 teams. Who's got the best goaltending? Over, you're talking 3 round robin games and then a knockout with 4 teams. So you're playing 5 games.
I'm not sold yet, Mike, on the USA stuff, on the merch, but I think I'm sold on the USA at least being in the final.
Only on SportsGrid.
This is SportsRage. I am Gabriel Morency, the Pittsburgh players, the hustlers, the people, the bus, and everybody else in between. The Super Bowl is obviously done. We've got NBA basketball going on. Luka Doncic set to make his debut for the Lakers. Tonight I got him over 6.5 assists. The Trailblazers were down big. They're sort of hanging around still right now with the Nuggets. This team's like 12-1 against the spread, man, their last 13 games. They're getting 11.5 now. They're only down 7, Cam. They were getting 16.5 at one point in this game. I was like, man, I'm not going to say it's a gift, but they're going to come back. I like them plus the 12, plus the 9.5 coming into the game. So you're getting 11.5 with them right now. And then college basketball, we got a good one going on here. Although I should say the Houston Cougars are starting to pull away a little bit here. They're up 48-33 right now. They've outscored Baylor 10-3 to start the second half. I'm on Baylor plus the 9.5, but I've also got the over, and I got a little bit more on the over. All right, so the Super Bowl numbers are in, and it was far from an exciting football game. Pharrell today said, that was the worst game I've ever seen in my life. It was terrible. I said, well, I was on the Eagles in the over, and I had Jalen Hurts to win MVP, so it was fine with me. I was like, whatever.
Exactly. Excellent game.
Like, was it an exciting game? No, but whatever. I was on the right side, so like the fact that the Eagles, did cross my mind. I was thinking, man, imagine like if the Chiefs were up, or if I was on the Chiefs and I was losing 24-0. I don't understand my frustration, but 126 million people watch is actually a Super Bowl record. And then you get the halftime show, a very polarizing halftime show. And we got George Kurtz in the house. We got Cam. Cam says, wow. Cam, I don't picture you. Like, can you name any Kendrick Lamar songs to begin with? So you're not very familiar with his work to begin with, are you?
I know. Gabe, I'm not going to lie to you. I know some of the songs, but not by name and stuff. But when you're dressing Samuel L. Jackson up as Uncle Sam and stuff, and Trump's in the building and stuff, I was like, wow, this is usually the NFL, you're like, yeah, bring up the Rolling Stones on. Let's drink, let's party. That was pretty political, man. The whole night I told Lisa, that's why I said it was a Twilight Zone episode. I'm like, this is real. Like, this guy's doing skits and stuff. Like, it was a very, very weird Super Bowl, man. Like, one of the weirdest I could remember. It was wild.
His big hit is Not Like Us. He got other ones, but the song that he wrote about Drake. And George... I don't expect George Kurtz to be too up on it, to be honest with you. But George would know just due to being a Yankee fan and hearing that stupid song probably. Not like us when the Dodgers won the championship because they played it every night. It became their song. George, did you watch the halftime show? What did you think?
Depends on your definition here. My daughter came down because she wanted to watch the halftime show, so I had to have it on. But I'll be honest, I put my AirPods in, listen to my own music. I had no interest in Kendrick Lamar.
Wow.
The only reason I know who Kendrick Lamar is purely because of the Super Bowl. And I'd heard it a million times. He's playing it. And my daughter told me,
so you never heard of him? You never heard of him before? Like that? That's what first. He won 5 Grammys last week. The Grammys were last week. He won 5 Grammys in 1 week.
He's listening to Rat while his daughter's watching the halftime show.
What were you listening to? Motley Crue?
Yeah,
what were you listening to?
Was it Rat?
I don't know. Whatever came on, it was on shuffle. I think a couple of Queen songs, probably maybe Genesis, those types of bands. I had no interest in. I mean, I watched a couple. I watched the dancers.
So the question
Serena
is,
Williams came on. I was surprised.
Yeah, she used to date Drake. That's why she was taking a shot at Drake by going on the stage. It was a very subliminal and. Dude, the guy was wearing an A minor chain.
I know.
Like, the reason for that was, it was a shot at Drake.
Yeah.
Like I said, everything he did, people were like, this guy's the most spiteful, insane, hateful person ever. Like, every little thing was symbolic, a middle finger to Drake.
Kind of enjoyed it.
Like, he brought out Drake's ex-girlfriend, Serena Williams, to dance on his grave. And then at the end, he teases the start of the song, and he goes, well, maybe I shouldn't play this because, some people like to sue us. And he sort of went into it and stuff. But I guess the question, did your daughters like it, George?
My oldest daughter wasn't here. She was out with the boyfriend, so I have no idea. But my youngest daughter said it was great, and she had a great time, enjoyed watching. So there's that. All right, and no, I didn't know who SZA was either. We talked about it in fantasy sports today in the morning. So I knew SZA. You're trying to spell that was coming on, but I have no idea.
I love you, George.
No freaking clue.
I love this guy.
Male, female, alien.
Best tweet of the day I saw was white people saying they don't understand what Kendrick Lamar is saying. Listen to Pearl Jam.
What a lie!
Well, hey, you don't know what he's.
Patino himself, in a clip that we just played, said basically the stats are not backing up the team's wins.
St. John's offensive glass. That's where a lot of opportunities for St. John's came from. St. John's does not shoot the basketball well. It might even be fair to say they shoot it poorly. They were 3 of 16 from deep last night. But it doesn't seem to matter to them.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this one? Oh, Donnie, you've got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
In a short format tournament like this, like the Olympics, now this is even smaller, only 4 teams. Who's got the best goaltending? Over, you're talking 3 round robin games and then a knockout with 4 teams. So you're playing 5 games.
I'm not sold yet, Mike, on the USA stuff, on the merch, but I think I'm sold on the USA at least being in the final.
Only on SportsGrid.
This is SportsRage. I am Gabriel Morency, the Pistol Players, the Hustlers, the people who bust them, and everybody else in between. So, yeah, so I was saying, people were like, oh, I don't understand what he's saying. I don't get it. It's like, hey, you listen to a Slayer song, you understand what he's saying? like Pearl Jam, nobody knows what the hell Eddie Vedder is saying. Even flow, hey, hey. Like, I don't know. No one knows any words to any song. People are stupid, and somehow they're bitching. And, yeah. Like, I don't understand what Kendrick Lamar is saying. I don't get it. It's like, it's too much. And, like, he speaks too fast. You know what's crazy? I saw that he actually ran 6 miles Sunday morning to get ready for that. And I know as someone as I'm not really a singer, a screamer in a metal band, it's not easy. No, like when you're playing live and like you're playing a real show and stuff like that, and it's got to go fast. Like in between songs, you can't just stand around and talk like it's boom, 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 boom. Like, guys, he played like 12 minutes. Think about it, Cam. He went 12 minutes. And that guy raps fast, bro. Like everything is it's like rapid fire, 12 minutes straight, like boom, boom. You would see, like in between, he just sort of do a big exhale and then turn around into the next song. And it was like he ran 6 miles in the morning to get his cardio ready for that.
Gabe, that is such an astute comment, and that was the first thing Lisa said to me. She goes, "Do you understand? He's no young guy either. Like he's been around, but like he is moving and singing and at a crazy
he's
clip.
Walking from one side to the other side, back to the other. It's hot as hell. He's wearing a leather jacket. Like it's not easy.
No, if you're a guy that smokes 3 Marlboro packs a day, like you're done. Like that guy was that's the whole thing. They underestimate the fitness level of some of these singers, like their cardio and shit. Like that guy was amazing. I'll give him all full credit in the world. That halftime show, like it or not, it was very well done choreographically. Venus Williams there, everything. I like, you know what? And it was like,
I'll ask you guys,
it was crazy, man.
How much do you think he got paid, or did he get paid, Kim?
Over under? How about for that show? I bet he made. I'm going to say $15 million.
George?
How much? I'll take the under. That sounds like too much.
He did not get paid to do the show.
What?
He did not get paid. He did not get paid. He got paid. He got paid his copyright. So, basically scale union, because the song is copywritten and it was just played in front of 140 million people. So he's getting a nice chunk for that. Well, that's interesting, George. So the NFL covers all expenses. All expenses. Like his hotel, you fly him in. They pay for the stage production. They pay for the show. He doesn't pay a cent. And it was funny you say that. Every one of those dancers on the stage got union scale, which turned out to be in between $750 and $1,000 each.
That's a value.
And this is what's crazy. Everybody else that danced on the field got $15 an hour. They were locals.
So cheap. What is this bargain basement?
But the thing is,
here?
the NFL used to charge bands to play, right? And the labels would do it. Like Coldplay paid them a bunch of money because you sell a bunch. You know what I mean? It's a big stage you get. But nowadays, a lot of artists were like, I'm not going to pay you to do this. Like, why would I do
the
that?
question I ask you, Gabe, is if you're not making a cent, what does it revert to with the, it's kind of like signing a deal and like you get, when you sign, you do a commercial and the envelopes keep on coming through your mail slot over time. So what does it equate to?
His sales are up 430% today.
There you go.
And what does that equate to? More than 15 million, I would think.
Yeah, exactly. Look at what it did for Bruno Mars, guys.
Good call.
Right? Bruno Mars.
I'll ask a question because I don't know. On a scale of 1 to 10, how famous was Kendrick Lamar before this?
Very famous.
Massively famous. He won 5 Grammys last week.
Yeah.
So he didn't really need the Super Bowl to pump him up. Everybody knew who he was anyway.
No, this is just an icing on the cake. And if you think about it, you really got nothing to gain from this if you're already big, because if you can only screw it up, you know what I mean?
You're right.
Like if you're a big time artist, everything is so polarizing now. Like you can only really screw it up, like more than anything. And a lot of people are ripping him, but he doesn't care, right? I mean, it's mostly old white people that are ripping him. Yeah. Oh yeah, Ken. There's people out there to say it was the worst halftime show ever.
Well, yeah,
I don't agree with it.
I've seen that quite a bit.
Yeah.
Here's the deal.
I've seen that.
You're in a metal band. I respect all music, metal, indie rock, whatever. If you don't appreciate that guy's skills and talent for what he did, you just don't really.
Well, you know what he did? What I liked about it is it pissed people off.
Yes.
It was so simple. Like there was no fancy stage. Remember LA guys when the LL rappers they had like stage props, houses, cars were popping up. Like
is that the Eminem
it was
show?
like, yeah, exactly. This bro, he had a video game. Like it was basically like a Sony PlayStation, like joystick. Like the stage was like a video game controller, and that was it. He had a car as a prop. There was no fancy lights. He had no celebrity collaborations. Like he kept it real. That was like playing in a club. Like he didn't sell out.
Regular chicks. Like it was very like Gabe. I love where you're coming from right now, and that's the whole thing. Like when you
he kept it real. Like people on the street are like, yeah, he didn't sell out. Like he played like he was playing a nightclub or something. Like he was just spitting rap. Like it wasn't all looking like put it this way: the Weeknd spent so much money on his stage at the Super Bowl, the NFL cut him off. The NFL said, "Listen, we'll cover production, but you're up to like $25 million now."
Exactly.
Like it's out of control. And Weeknd said, all right, I'll spend 7 of my own. He threw. They said, do it then. The Weeknd actually spent an extra $7 million on top of what the NFL put into his stage. But this guy had like 3,000 dancers and stupid mirrors and whatever, dude. Like some people like Lady Gaga came from the roof and whatever. Yeah, Kendrick Lamar stood on the back of a Buick. He literally brought like
my first car game. I'm like, they souped up that Buick pretty good. It's like
that's his record cover, right?
Hey, so don't you respect that? Like, Morency, I just want to say one thing because you're the artist. I think sometimes we have to look back at the simplicity and brilliance of something rather than, hey, we all love a pyrotechnic show with wicked bands and stuff, but it also can go the other way. If you can do that
Kim, he's like a rock band, bro, that just plugged in the amps. He didn't have pyrotechnics and stuff like that. It's the best way to put it. He was just like, it was sort of like plug it in and we're rocking. We don't have frills. It's all music.
That's why I like
That's that. You know what I mean? It was boom. Like I said, people are going to hate everything and everyone. But George, were you on the right side of football game like me and Cam were?
Oh, yeah. Cam knows. We talked an in-game live on Saturday all over Philadelphia. Just thought they were the better team. Flat out the better team. So, yeah, it was on Philadelphia. I had him on the alt line as well. I didn't think it was going to be that big a crush job. And the score should have been much worse than 40-22. But yeah, that conflicted. I won money, but the Eagles won. Not my favorite team here to win. And now Kevin Walsh is going
money, George. Like the Cowboys aren't there.
Game time decisions today without throwing up.
I love you so much, George. Like, still bitter. He wins by your damn Eagles.
Yeah, for me, it's just business, bro. It's all like whatever. It is what it is.
I hate
Like,
the most. They probably are a team I hate the most, the Eagles. And
I
they
hate
replaced the Commanders.
I'm very happy.
and you see the Empire State Building lit up
Yeah,
in
why do
green.
they do that? That's just idiotic.
You like that, Greg? That's for our boy
Adams
Greg.
wonders
in New
why
York.
everybody
That
hates
was absolutely nuts.
I said this
They've been
before. I
doing that for
got
a
told
couple of
Walsh
years.
this. I got into it. I said, yeah. I said they think they're a national like building. Your name is the Empire State Building, George. You're not the National Monument Building. You're the
New
Empire
York is
State.
the
like-
Empire State.
Yeah. You think they're lighting up the library with the Giants blue if the Giants win a title? Come on. What are you guys doing? Like, what's going on here?
What are you doing?
And for the record,
I don't know why.
and for the
I don't know
record,
why Adams
the sphere
No
in
shit.
Vegas went green can for the Eagles. You guys have the Raiders there. Like, what the hell's wrong with people?
What's going on in
Like,
the world, man? I just have
you bet on the game, you take your money, and you shut up. Like, you know what I mean? You don't celebrate them after. You don't paint your color green.
Damn fried chicken. Because
Hey, maybe Vancouver City Hall should celebrate the Eagles winning. Why?
It doesn't make sense.
It's so stupid.
It doesn't
You're
make
right.
sense. I don't know what the purpose of Adams doing that is, Mayor Adams. I have no idea why he's decided this is what they have to do.
He doesn't decide
Why?
that. It's the building, George. It ain't Mayor Adams.
No, I think it's Adams who has to do it.
No,
Really?
the building runs. It's the building. They've been doing it long before he was there.
Patino himself, in a clip that we just played, said basically the stats are not backing up the team's wins.
St. John's offensive glass. That's where a lot of opportunities for St. John's came from. St. John's does not shoot the basketball well. It might even be fair to say they shoot it poorly. They were 3 of 16 from deep last night. But it doesn't seem to matter to them.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching!
Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this one? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
In a short format tournament like this, like the Olympics, now this is even smaller, only 4 teams. Who's got the best goaltending? Over, you're talking 3 round robin games and then a knockout with 4 teams. So you're playing 5 games.
I'm not sold yet, Mike, on the USA stuff, on the merch, but I think I'm sold on the USA at least being in the final.
Only on SportsGrid.
This is SportsRage. I am Morency. Is this the year the Houston Cougars win a title? Every time I watch this team, I'm always thinking, man, these guys are good. But, like,
I know. They'll let you
they
down.
get to the tournament, and it's always the same. They get bounced. Like, you know, they have it in them. Damn good basketball team. I say this. I'm on Baylor. Right now, it's a 12-point game with 9 minutes left. I got more on the over, though.
They're grinding. They were down like 18. Gabe, I got to tell you one thing. You know when Julio came on our show and talked about
Houston
the
are
Chinese
good.
ear of the snake? Florida A&M covered and won outright every game, and I watched a golf tournament over the weekend. The only Chinese player, Hoatong Lee, won. Is this for real? Like the guys like made a cut in like 2 years. And I'm like, what?
Hey, who won the waste of management though? Dietrich won. The Dietrich won.
Oh yeah.
Waste
How many times me and Brady texted me? Wow, the one time we don't take Dietrich, eh, Cam? Yeah, the other guy Norgard, he pissed his pants. It was disgusting. Actually, I had Berger though, finished second. Daniel Berger.
Remember, actually, I didn't see any. It was Super Bowl Sunday. I was, like I said, I think I got COVID or something again. I don't feel well right now. But so I didn't see the waste management. But I remember last year, the waste management really got out of hand. And the year the Super Bowl was there 2 years ago, remember with the fat guy sliding down the hill and the cops were overwhelmed. It was all right, it's out of control, the wasted management. Was it tamer this year?
It was, Gabe.
I didn't see any wild clips or anything like that about it.
Exactly. No, it was way tamer because they created these lanes for super drunks to leave and stuff. They really planned it this year. You know what I mean?
They had super drunk. All right, get this guy in between these ropes and get him out of here or arrest him.
It was like I went to the Masters and the guy with one tooth was sliding down.
That's good. The super drunk. Let's it's like you. All right, you're over here.
I watched it. I'm like, this is the super drunks. And they had a couple other idiot frat boys doing their thing, but I'm going to tell you, it was way more tame. There was a hole-in-one for the first time in 5 years with Emiliano Grillo too. They went bananas. And I'll tell you one thing, a lot of these guys are stiffs, but Minwoo Lee went up and they were doing chants and chants. It was bam, bam, like a rugby game in New Zealand or Australia. Things got the players are starting to really figure it out. We need to be more like this because regular golf, it's what you said on last week's show. It's good, but it's not good enough to grow. We have to adapt. We have to get cooler. We have to do more things. They have to have more tournaments like this, Gabe. I'm telling you, it's the key.
So somebody, I've got a couple of tweets here I want to get to. Let's get to a best of X here, Greg. Let's get the first one up here about the so-called bad beat in the Super Bowl. No, I'm getting called out for this because I called the guy an idiot, but I'm sure you guys will agree with this. All right, so this is not the one. Let's get to the other, the bad beat, the other one. Yeah, there we go. Thank you. All right, we're going to take a little while to get back into a rhythm here on this show. All right, so Greg's too busy. Greg's too busy shopping for Eagles memorabilia right now online. Saquon Barkley championships.
Exactly. Can I get that Eagles golf shirt?
All right, so here's it says insane bad beat for somebody that bet at DK who wagered $2,200 on Harrison Butker to make at least one extra point in an attempt to profit $100. The Chiefs scored 3 touchdowns and went for 2 on all 3. Butker failed. So that's not a bad beat if you risk $2,200 to win $100. Exactly. You're just an idiot.
First of all, you're a moron. And second of all, they went for 2. Shut up. A bad beat is when you literally honestly, Gabe, what's a bad beat? When a guy hits one ball in a golf tournament and then, oh, my back. Like what Stenson did to us. What's a bad beat? That's just a stupid bet. It's stupid.
Yeah, when you risk $2,200, 22 to 1, you can't claim it's a bad beat. It's improbable that happened, but why would you risk $2,200 to win $100? George, you feel bad for this person, or is he an idiot like I claim?
Listen, I get nervous at anything over minus 160, minus 160.
Well, you're Captain Shock. You're going to defend him.
George,
I'll never bet that. I mean, I think the worst I've ever done is maybe minus 415 and I lost, by the way. And I learned my lesson. I think it was last year. Zach Wheeler against the Miami Marlins. I lost. He lost the game. So I've learned my lesson. No, you can't be making bets like that. We say this all the time. If you get that and you lose, you sort of got what you deserved.
Yeah, anytime you risk a minus 2,200 to win a prop like that, it's just not a smart thing to do. It's just point blank. I mean, you can't feel sorry. You can't feel sorry for anybody. All right, so as long as we have the other one up here, we're always talking about the 2 steps and Luka Doncic. So let's go with the other one now, Greg. The LA special, the real city of champions. Forget about Philadelphia. It's enough Philly love. Let's go back to LA here.
You're really pissing Greg off. You're making him team. Just let Greg enjoy it for one day.
Well, no. Congratulations to the Eagles. A big battle with the Dodgers and Phillies coming up here. All right, so here's this is in Vegas. Somebody placed this today. One bettor just put down $3,500. Lakers to win the NBA title, Dodgers to win the World Series. $3,500 pays $246,400.
That's
It's, I like the Dodger part of it. Listen, it's not a lock the Dodgers to win the World Series, but the Dodgers, all right. I just don't buy that the Lakers are going to win the title, guys, because they have Luka Doncic and LeBron James together. They don't play defense. They won't play defense. They're not winning the title.
Right. You're right, Gabe, but take a look. Like, you're getting the Lakers at 20, and we've been in this business a long time. They might not win, and I like Oklahoma City, still young team. Dodgers, yes. It's a great look at that payback. Like, you're getting 20-1 on the Lakers. I'm just saying it's not an idiotic ticket like Dumbnuts did on the last one.
No. I'm not mocking this ticket at all. And you know what? For the payout, it's not bad. 3,500. 35's a little chunky, but you're getting over $250,000 back. What do you think of the play, Kurtz?
I mean, I'd find it really funny, by the way, if the Lakers end up doing the championship. Hey, Dallas Maverick fans will flip out, right? That won't be pretty. And when Dodgers don't win the World Series, because I think most of us think the Dodgers, they're going to win the division, they're going to get there. They'll be a team that, good chance, the Lakers, from everything I hear, I don't know how much has changed with the addition of Doncic and Anthony Davis.
All right, on the other side, we'll ask you, Kurtz, and I'll ask Cam. We'll replace the NBA champion. Give me who's going to win the Stanley Cup, and we'll put the parlay together.
Ooh,
Stanley Cup winner and the Dodgers to win the World Series.
Very good.
Patino himself, in a clip that we just played, said basically the stats are not backing up the team's wins.
St. John's offensive glass. That's where a lot of opportunities for St. John's came from. St. John's does not shoot the basketball well. It might even be fair to say they shoot it poorly. They were 3 of 16 from deep last night. But it doesn't seem to matter to them.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this one? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
In a short format tournament like this, like the Olympics, now this is even smaller, only 4 teams. Who's got the best goaltending? You're talking 3 round robin games and then a knockout with 4 teams. So you're playing 5 games.
I'm not sold yet, Mike, on the USA stuff, on the merch, but I think I'm sold on the USA at least being in the final.
Only on SportsGrid.
All right, time fly by here this evening. Our first show back. Good to be back live. Although we did have some great guests, and I saw, George, you saw I had Emmitt Smith, which was super cool. Even as a Bills fan, interviewing Emmitt Smith was something that was pretty special, and it was cool. I got along with him, too. I was a little bit, he's not like, he can be, you know what I mean, not the, These old Hall of Famers don't play around.
No,
Like he was in a good mood.
But
Yeah. So I was sort of like, well, this is going to be either great or we'll see what happens. Long story short, I saw Emmett Smith at a Super Bowl a couple of years ago, and I asked him, I said, hey, Emmett, can I get a picture? He just looked at me and goes, no, man. And he kept walking. And I was thinking, oh, it's going to be great. But, I got along with him there. It was pretty funny, too, at the end of the interview. I brought it up. I said, Emmett, I respect the hell out of you, man. You're one of the greatest of all time. And he's smiling and stuff. And I said, but I'm a Bills fan, so, I said, you guys beat us down pretty good in the Super Bowl a couple of times. And he goes, hold on. He goes, we didn't beat you. He goes, you guys beat yourselves. And he started laughing. And then he started getting into it, like for real. He goes, you guys turned the ball over 9 times, man. He goes, who would you have beaten? Like, he goes, you turned the ball over 9 times. He goes, we really didn't do anything. He goes, the other game, you choked too. Like, he started, he goes, we really didn't beat you. Like, it was really funny. Because I said to him, and then I even said, what about you running the ball like 8 times in a row in the second half down our throat? He goes, nah, you guys already lost, man. He goes, no, you beat yourself. Like,
I love fumble. They turned that game.
Yeah, you're right, George. And
the way he said it, he didn't took no credit. He goes, nah, man, they beat themselves, the Bills. He goes, both times they beat themselves.
That's a smart thing when you're a great interviewer that way. You talk the story and you kind of leave the door open, and then that's when those guys sometimes go, you know what? Let's tell it the way it is. Let's not screw around here.
Yeah. No, he was really cool.
Yeah.
He was good too. Like he's such a good, he's a smart guy. Like I liked it too. He doesn't believe in this debate stuff of the greatest ever and all this crap, man. He goes, we're all from different eras. Just let it be, which I thought was cool. All right, George. So Stanley Cup and let's say the Dodgers. So who's your hockey team? We'll put it in a parlay right now.
All right, I've been thinking about this through the whole break here. I don't think Florida's going to get there again. I mean, it's really hard to play another 4 series there. So I'm not going to take anybody from the East. Why does Edmonton keep coming in my head here? That maybe this is the year. They were close last year, just barely lost. Skinner scares the life out of me, but I'm going to say the Edmonton Oilers.
All right, Edmonton Oilers and the LA Dodgers. 25-1. They're both favorites. Cam?
Can I say
LA
this,
Dodgers, and who's your hockey team? The Toronto Maple Leafs.
I think the Leafs could win the Stanley Cup.
Is this the year?
They can't score enough. They can't score. It's amazing. They can't score.
It's never the year. Give me the Colorado
Avalanche. Dodgers and Leafs is 41-1. It's better number.
You know what? I like 41. That's nice. Here's the thing. George,
Avalanche and the Leafs are the same price at 11-1.
You know what? I'm going to bet both because the Leafs will gag and the Avalanche get. I like the Dallas Stars, but the thing about the Stars is they always find a way to screw up in the playoffs.
Yeah.
They're a hard team to trust.
I'm with Curtis. The Oilers are going to break through one of these years.
One of them.
I just don't trust Skinner. Just don't trust Skinner.
Put it this way. He's hit or miss, I know. But the thing is, with the Oilers, they really only have a couple of years left here. This is getting serious now. You know what I mean? I get it that Draisaitl and Crosby are still not that old, but it's almost like you can't just keep getting back there and over. Other teams, other young players come along, and other teams come along.
Can the Jets win? Can the Jets
the Jets are intriguing to me. They haven't won in the playoffs in the past, but I wonder about Hellebuck in really big games. We'll sort of find out about this.
Like, one of the teams, the Jets or the Leafs, is going to do something special, and it's probably would be the Jets over the Leafs.
I'm going to go home. I'll say the Canucks Dodgers. Here we go. Canucks surprise everyone. Hey, they're 6-1 in their last 7 since the deal.
Hey, Gabe, I bet them against the Leafs. The Leafs can't beat the Canucks. They have a thing, but the Canucks are not going to the Stanley Cup.
142-1. Vancouver and LA, 142-1. All right, George, we'll speak to you later in the week, but Four Nations face-off is set to begin. Who's going to win the Four Nations face-off?
That's not going to be a homer. Let's go with Team USA here. Losing Quinn Hughes hurts, though. He won't be there. But Finland's all beat up on defense, and I don't think Sweden can pull it off here. So give me USA over Canada.
All right, George says USA. Get it done. Plus 150. USA to win it all. I'll tell you why on the other side. I'm not completely sold on the U.S. team.
Ooh.
Thanks, George.
I'm intrigued.
Tino himself, in a clip that we just played, said basically the stats are not backing up the team's wins.
St. John's offensive glass. That's where a lot of opportunities for St. John's came from. St. John's does not shoot the basketball well. It might even be fair to say they shoot it poorly. They were 3 of 16 from deep last night. But it doesn't seem to matter to them.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this one? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
In a short format tournament like this, like the Olympics, now this is even smaller, only 4 teams. Who's got the best goaltending? Over, you're talking 3 round robin games and then a knockout with 4 teams. So you're playing 5 games.
I'm not sold yet, Mike, on the USA stuff, on the merch, but I think I'm sold on the USA at least being in the final.
Only on SportsGrid.
This is SportsRage. Gabriel Morency. The Dallas Mavericks. So they traded Luka. I don't know, the one thing with the NBA, I'll say, the NFL went after them. They play on Christmas Day now and stuff. And the NFL has not been kind to the NBA over the last couple of years, but the NBA's trade deadline, Super Bowl week, really gets them now. And like the media was not talking about the Super Bowl all week. It was an NBA trade deadline talk. Every day, just over and over and over. And the Mavericks, in hindsight, you look back on this deal, it was a pretty ridiculously stupid thing that they've done here, trading Luka Doncic. And if you're going to trade Luka, fine, deal with it. But you do that type of thing in the offseason. You don't just like secretly do it with one team. You put the word out to the league that, listen, we're moving on from this, dude, but we're going to need a serious package to make this work. And Anthony Davis really is the centerpiece? Come on, man. Anthony Davis is like a dollar store Christmas tree, all right? It'll be good for a day or two, and it's going to fall apart after. So, like, you get what you pay for, right? And I like AD, but he's damaged goods, and you trade him for, like, a kid that's, like, 25 years old. It's just so, insane because whatever. I think they thought Luka drinks too much, and he's overweight, and he doesn't care, right? And I think partially is kind of true. All of those things are kind of true. But he still scores and he still does what he does, even with his commitment level the way that it is, right? So, like I said, I get, Dallas were kind of blunt about it. They said we didn't think moving forward, like, he's the type player you can win with. And it's kind of crazy. They blame him for, like, the finals loss last year, that he was out of shape and he was walking the ball up the floor and, like, so the GM didn't like him. Don't forget, Mark Cuban doesn't own the team anymore, right? And Cuban even said, he told them, this is insane, don't do this. But Cuban doesn't, like I said, Cuban sold the team. So I just don't get it, like, because they really could have fleeced teams. I'm just thinking even from the Raptors' perspective, right? Like, if you were the Raptors, I'm not saying I would have traded everybody. Like, if you were the Raptors and you would have said, yeah, listen, we'll give you Scotty Barnes, bunch of draft picks, this and that, and, like, same thing, like, other teams really could have stepped up. Like, there's teams that have stockpiled picks and stuff like that. But the Pelinka's buddies with the guy. So it was one of those weird deals, almost like the Buffalo Bills helping the Chiefs all the time because Bean and Andy Reid are buddies. And
Dave, I got to tell you, though.
So it's sort of the same thing, Cam. Rob Pelinka, the GM, is tight with the dude in Dallas.
Correct.
And, like, the rest of the league is like, man, like, you didn't even give us a shot. Like, we could have done better than Anthony freaking Davis for you.
But
like, Pelinka secretly got the deal done.
What would you think would be, like, you're talking about the Raptors? I wouldn't get rid of Scotty Barnes.
Dude, you can't even trade enough. That's the problem. You can't get any, like, put it this way. Like, Donovan Mitchell got 4 first-round draft picks.
It's ridiculous.
And players. So if I'm talking Luka, I would want like 6 first-round draft picks. I'd be like, I want every one of your draft picks for the next 6 years. And I want 2 players that are good. Like, you really could have shaken them down, but they didn't. That's my only deal that I don't understand. So long story short, I'm on the Sacramento Kings to beat the Mavericks right now on the money line. It's 127, 123 in overtime. It hasn't been easy. But the Kings are suddenly up by 4 with 20 seconds left, and Gafford got hurt in the game tonight. Let's bring in Joe Madden right now. Joe, it's been a big party on the show tonight. George Kurtz had the Eagles. Cam had the Eagles. Greg Frank in Master Control is an Eagle fan. So he had the Eagles. What about you? Did you have the Eagles last night?
I did in a way. I had their team total over 24.5, and we know we almost had that at halftime. So it was definitely a good day. My heart was in with the Eagles as well, because, you know, as a Chargers fan, there's no way I wanted the Kansas City Chiefs to get another win. So was able to get Hurts for that first touchdown. Saw you got that as well, Gabe. So that was kind of panic mode when they didn't score on that first drive. The Chiefs got the ball back, but luckily they were able to get that first touchdown still.
I like Cam. I had Lonnie Paxton on from the New England Patriots, 3-time Super Bowl champion, and I asked him, "What does he think about the game?" And he basically said, "I think Kansas City is probably going to win, but he goes, I don't want them to." I liked his honesty. And he goes, "I don't like this new dynasty talk, and people are not talking about the Patriots enough anymore."
Excellent point,
David. These old dudes, like, they take it seriously. Like, he basically said, "I want to put this little, because I want to put this little fire out, right? Like, now." He goes, "All this talk about Mahomes being better than my guy, Tom." He goes, "I hope Philly beats them." And he was just straight up honest about it.
Listen, the 72 Dolphins still drink when a team loses a game. These guys are old timers. And the thing is, you're right. You're right. And the thing about the Patriots, that is a true dynasty. I told Gabe, I'm wrong sometimes, but I looked at this game. I'm like, how's Kansas City's offensive line going to – the Philadelphia Eagles built the team perfectly with a bunch of killers on the D-line. And Mahomes got rushed and beaten down more in one game than he probably has in 2 years. It could have been even more. That horrible call at the start of the game and all it was an absolute slap. It was like the Seattle-Denver Super Bowl. And let me tell you, Morency, teams are going to take that model from Philadelphia. That's how you build it. And I'm sorry, Chiefs, you got exposed now. Now we know what to do against you. You got 4 killers on the D-line. They didn't even actually bring blitzes. They did it with their 4 guys alone, Gabe. They could have blitzed him and, like, murdered him. I've never seen that guy take a beating like that before. And, hey, it was actually fun to watch. I really enjoyed it.
They had, 1 first down in the first half? Like, it was absolutely crazy. It was crazy. They just got completely dominated. Line of scrimmage was fantastic for the Eagles on both sides.
It was the same thing that happened to them against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah,
that was the last time that they got dominated like that in the trenches, where it just sort of blew up on them. You know, that's the thing. The Philadelphia were murdering Patrick Mahomes over and over and over, and it was different guys getting there every time. And Sweat got there a couple of times, but it was different guys all the time for the most part, and they weren't blitzing, right? They didn't blitz once in the entire game, which is pretty insane. They didn't send 1 blitz. But that was the difference to why I did like the Philadelphia Eagles in the game, to why the Buffalo Bills couldn't beat them, actually. As you saw, the Bills scored on Kansas City, and I knew that they would and it could, and the Bills can score on anybody. But the Bills don't have a consistent pass rush. At times, it sort of looked good. At times this year, they would make plays. But ultimately, there's a difference between making plays in a regular season and then just sort of having the depth, actually. Right? Like, if you look at that, that's what's scary about the Philadelphia Eagles. They literally had like 5 badasses on a defensive line The Buffalo Bills don't really have one badass on a defensive line.
Gabe?
Gregory Rousseau is a good football player. He's not a great football player. He's good, not great. Von Miller's old, right? Like the Bills really haven't had a star pass rusher, man, since Cornelius Bennett and freaking Bruce Smith, to be honest with you.
Love it.
If
The
there's
leader of
one
the
player, if there's one player, although the Bills won't get him, and I don't think the Browns want to deal to the Bills, is Myles Garrett. Sort of like Aaron Donald for the Rams. Like the Bills need that sort of one defensive star player. Because offensively, Josh Allen is going to score. Josh Allen's a stud. Doesn't really matter who he's throwing a ball to or whatever. I had Andre Reed on at the Super Bowl this week, and I asked him what he thought about the Bills, and he said he thinks they need better wide receivers. I'm thinking more man defense. They need defensive linemen. Like the Bills score. They have the second highest scoring offense in the league. But Cooper Kupp would look good in a Bills uniform. I don't have a problem with this. Just sort of as a little possession type of guy. Somebody that's won before. I think the Bills need some more winners on the team.
So my team didn't win this weekend, but I still did with this app that's taking over the game. Sports Millions Pick'em lets you make quick and easy predictions. Pick your favorite players, go higher or lower, and you can still win big even if your team loses. Plus, the multiplier is insane. With just a few picks, you can win big money. So get on it. They've got a welcome bonus to help you start off your winning streak.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this one? Oh, Donnie, you've got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
The Houston Cougars have just won 76-65 final score. They cover the number barely, but they do get it done. 76-65. The game goes over the number. The total was light at 132.5, I thought. I like betting the overs of these teams with low totals. I thought Baylor would do enough to get it over the number. They did get into 65. So the game does go over. Houston Cougars cover the number 76-65. Luka Doncic making his debut for the Los Angeles Lakers tonight. The Lakers find their new superstar to move on. And I brought it up earlier. Rob Pelinka gets criticized. He got criticized a lot in the past. And even I said, listen, Pelinka doesn't have that much power in this room. It's an interesting dynamic with the Lakers. You got Jeannie Buss, the owner, who's obviously the final word, and she's advised by Kurt Rambis. And then you've got LeBron James and LeBron James's people. There's a lot, and then you got Rob Pelinka. It's not normal for a team to have like a structure like this. So, like, the thing with the NBA is a lot of people will talk to one of the peoples in this group. You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, but is everybody else on board with this? But the thing is, LeBron doesn't have the power in LA that he used to. They know that this thing's coming to an end with LeBron. And I'm just going with this with Pelinka, where people criticized him. Pelinka just pulled a rabbit out of a hat here by getting Luka Doncic, guys, for the Lakers. And LeBron James didn't even know about it. Like, for real. And I know LeBron always hears no evil, sees no evil, and says he doesn't know anything after when he really did. But he really didn't know about this. Like, they didn't tell him they were trading AD. They didn't tell AD they were trading AD. Like, Rob Pelinka really pulled a fast one on everybody in the NBA on this, and you got to give him credit for it. And I like what LeBron said, where he goes, I do the same thing. He goes, like, they got Luka Doncic. You know what I mean? Like, they're thinking about the future, and I totally get it. I think LeBron's got a couple of years left still, though. We'll see how it plays out here. But the Lakers are winning 37-26 right now. What's Luka at? Luka's got, he's played 7 minutes. He's got 5 points. He's got 1 assist. And he's got one rebound so far. So he's only played 5 minutes. That's one thing with the prop tonight with Luka that I was a little bit worried about. He's coming off an injury, too. Mm-hmm. So he hasn't been healthy. He's coming off an injury. It's his first game in L.A. tonight. Like, I don't think this guy's going to play 35 minutes tonight. So we'll see. We'll see how the pace of the game goes. But the Lakers are suddenly up by 13 early here. If this turns into a rout, Luka probably doesn't play, and the sports books are going to get a lot of money back tonight because everybody bet a Luka prop, and even I did. Thinking, I got to get a piece of this. I went with the assist tonight, but we'll see what happens. So, Joe, the Four Nations face-off set to begin in 48 hours, less than 48 hours, Wednesday in Montreal with Sweden and Canada. I'll get people the future odds here right now for this tournament. And the current number right now, Canada are the favorites at plus 140. USA are second at plus 150. Sweden is the third choice at plus 425. And the Finns are the fourth choice at plus 850. What's your prediction for the Four Nations face-off, Joe?
Well, when we look at all 4 teams, the only team that I really agree in with their placing on the books right now is Finland. I think Finland is the weaker team. They have the weaker team offensively, defensively, and in net. But when I look at Canada, I can't get past the goaltending. We know that's going to be a major issue for the Canadians out here, is who they have in goal compared to the U.S. and Sweden. I look at both of those teams with their goaltending and what they have. And while Canada has, they have Connor McDavid and Nathan McKinnon, they have top forward players out there. I think this team's going to take some time to kind of gel with each other. And we look at Sweden and we look at those Swedish players and how long they've actually spent over in Sweden playing together on different teams. And I think that team's really going to have the consistency. So when we're getting Sweden at that value, I do think they could make a run for it. Or Team USA. I look at Team USA. You got Connor Hellebuck, Jake Ottinger, and Jeremy Swayman, with Swayman being the weakest, and he's still a stellar goaltender between the pipes. So I do think Team USA with the goaltending, but Sweden overall team, I think that is going to be the most solid team out there, you guys.
You have to remember, though, when people talk about goaltending depth, it's a 3-game tournament. One goalie's going to play, right, per team. Maybe a second goalie plays for one of these teams for the most part, but it's going to be just sort of, the starting goalie all the way through for this. Cam, who are you looking at here right now as the Four Nations set to begin?
Well, I'm going to tell you something, Gabe. You look at MVP odds, right? And Joe brought up a great point about Sweden and their value. William Nylander is 28-1 on my book. Are you nuts? This guy's on fire. Like, that price should be like, I get it. You got McDavid, but the discrepancy. So take a look at this: 6-1, 10-1, 12-1, whatever. So if Sweden does well, he's been on fire for the Leafs, and you're getting him at 28-1. I personally think USA is probably going to win the tournament to Joe's point, Sweden is the best value. Finland's got no chance, Gabe. I worry a little bit about Canada. I think USA should be the slight favorite. It's very close. But I think when you're looking from a value perspective, Sweden can win, and they're over 4-1.
I think both of you guys are vastly underrating Finland coming into
You
this.
think Finland can win?
I think Finland can win.
All the way?
It's a 3-game tournament. These games are going to be really low scoring to begin with. Finland are built for this. Like Finland are like the USA have a really good team on roster. None of these guys really ever play together. What's their style going to be? How are they going to mesh together so quickly? All these Finnish dudes have all played together. Very similar to the Swedish dudes, but the Finland guys have all played together, and they're just solid two-way hockey players. You look at their lines. Teräväinen, Barkov, and Patrick Laine. Great line.
That's good.
Lehkonen, Aho, and Mikko Rattinen. Nothing wrong with that line. Capco, Hintz, and Granlund. Nice line. Their fourth line. Lusterian, Lundell, and Joel Armia. I don't mind their forwards. Solid forwards. Their defense isn't flashy, but it's solid. And their goaltending will be solid as well. Saros is going to be the starting goalie.
Who's their backup?
My boy, Lankinen from the Canucks.
And he's
good,
on
Lankinen, too.
fire. Lankinen could, no offense to Saros, the way Lankinen's playing, I don't care who starts.
Third dude's the safer guy, Pekka Luukkonen. It is Saros, though. Saros is a starter.
Patino himself, in a clip that we just played, said basically the stats are not backing up the team's wins.
St. John's offensive glass. That's where a lot of opportunities for St. John's came from. St. John's does not shoot the basketball well. It might even be fair to say they shoot it poorly. They were 3 of 16 from deep last night. But it doesn't seem to matter to them.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this one? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
In a short format tournament like this, like the Olympics, now this is even smaller, only 4 teams. Who's got the best goaltending? You're talking 3 round robin games and then a knockout with 4 teams. So you're playing 5 games.
I'm not sold yet, Mike, on the USA stuff, on the merch, but I think I'm sold on the USA at least being in the final.
Only on SportsGrid.
This is SportsRage. I am Morency, the pistol players, the hustlers, the people who bust them, and everybody else in between. See, as I was saying about the U.S. team, and people are going to buy the flash and all this, and look at the star power. Something right now, Finland just don't have the star power to compete. Well, this isn't the Disney on Ice, all right? It's a hockey game. No, but all this star power. All right, we'll see how your star power works. We'll see how this plays out. I remember how the star power won for Team Canada, right, in the Olympics against Japan, right?
No one better have Mickey Mouse
That
ears.
was a good joke. That was a good joke.
No, but the USA are stacked on paper.
Yep.
You know, you've got some guys, you've got some really grinding players on this team. We're gonna have to figure out what their style is gonna be. Are they gonna play physical hockey? Do they want to be an offensive team? You know, in these games, they're gonna go fast. No one's ever really played with each other. I'm expecting it to be really low scoring games. So therefore, the underdog's gonna have a live puncher's chance in every one of these games. But I wonder, the USA have always been good on paper, and they always have chemistry issues. All right, when it gets to the big league level, they'll win at the World Juniors and this and that. Remember in the Olympics before, Kachuk and Jeremy Roenick, they smashed the room up after. Like, they've imploded a couple of times in international. They're hotheads, and you got a lot of hotheads on this team. But I actually wonder, this is sort of, we talk about the Winnipeg Jets, wondering about them in the playoffs. All right, Connor Hellebuck is this and that. All right, let's see you go out and do it against elite competition, not just in the regular season. Now there's a little bit of pressure. Now go stop Team Canada on the power play. All right, so he's got something to prove. What's Austin Matthews ever won in his life? Like, guys won a playoff series. I'm supposed to be scared of him now? Oh, Austin Matthews is here. Okay, good for you, bro. Like, you choke in a big game all the time. These are big games, right? So, all right, who am I fearing here on the U.S. team? JT Miller's good. He's okay. Together. You got the Kachuk brothers. So they're grinders, but you think all right, so you got the Kachuk. So, you know what, Team Canada can't handle the Kachuk bros. You got Eichel and Hughes. The Hughes boys are tough. They're skilled. Now you lose Quinn Hughes here. Like I said, like there's no lock. I mean, this isn't paper doesn't win this turn. You have to win on the ice.
Give me USA's defensive pairings, please.
It's Morency, who's good. Morency's really good. Brock Faber.
Underrated, yeah.
Slavin, Adam Fox, Charlie McAvoy, and Noah Hannafin.
I kind of like their defense, actually. A lot of grinders on the D.
Yeah, Fox is great out there, too.
Their head coach is Mike Sullivan.
I like Sullivan. I like Mike Sullivan. He's a good
I didn't
coach.
realize this. Austin Matthews is the captain of Team USA. Wow.
Damn right he is, Gabe, and he'll wear that jersey with pride.
How is that possible?
I don't know. He's pretty damn good.
You have
hockey
Matthew
player.
Kachuk on the team. Kachuk on the team. How the hell is Austin Matthews? Like I said, what's he going to lead you into? Getting a goofy haircut?
And discounts at the grocery store. Hey, you like dog food?
He's a good player, but he's not he's not a leader. Like,
what I love
like I said, you guys bet on them. Love it. Oh, USA, okay. I'm not buying it.
I haven't bet on anything yet. I'm still savoring the Eagles wins, Gabe. I'm just going to tell you what. I think
you both were saying USA.
I said Sweden or USA.
Hey,
I like Sweden better.
Listen. I'm just saying it's the best. All the Leaf guys they're like throwing them away like they're like trash. I get it. Austin Matthews.
No, I'm not throwing all of them away.
No. Here's the deal. And this is very important. This is not the Stanley Cup playoffs. This is a tournament. And Austin Matthews thrives in things like this. I'm not saying he's playing the Boston Bruins, Tampa Bay Lightning, or a bunch of killers in round one, like the Florida Panthers. This is the type of thing he actually does well in. But I love your angle on a lot of stuff. But you have to remember, it's a tournament and an exhibition.
Well, we don't know. How do you know this is the type of thing he does well in? He's never played in anything like this.
Because it's not as serious. Like they'll play hard, but it's not like the NHL playoffs. You know that, Gabe. It's a different situation.
This is damn big. He's playing for Team USA against the best players, from Canada. I mean, it's a pretty big deal.
No. He's gonna. Dude, you gotta listen to me. He's gonna try, but listen to this.
Austin Matthews has never played in a big game before, Cam.
No, because what? Okay, I'm just saying. Would he rather have a Stanley Cup?
What big game has he ever played in? No, but what big game has he ever played in?
He's
the first round of the playoffs. Like, okay, I mean,
second.
No, I'm just being real. But
He did make it to the second.
Thank you, Joe. I'm just saying the Stanley Cup is way more important than this tournament, and this is the type of thing I think he'll thrive in. That's all.
All right, thanks, Joe.
Thanks, guys.
Tino himself, in a clip that we just played, said basically the stats are not backing up the team's wins.
St. John's offensive glass. That's where a lot of opportunities for St. John's came from. St. John's does not shoot the basketball well. It might even be fair to say they shoot it poorly. They were 3 of 16 from deep last night. But it doesn't seem to matter to them.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this one? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
In a short format tournament like this, like the Olympics, now this is even smaller, only 4 teams. Who's got the best goaltending? Over, you're talking 3 round robin games and then a knockout with 4 teams. So you're playing 5 games.
I'm not sold yet, Mike, on the USA stuff, on the merch, but I think I'm sold on the USA at least being in the final.
Only on SportsGrid.
This is Sports Rage. I am Morency, the Pistol Players, the Hustlers, the people who bust them, and everybody else in between. We'll bring Mick in a second, but I'll say this about the Four Nations face-off. Team Canada, as always, are always in like kind of a tough spot in these international tournaments. And this is a little bit different because there's not a ton of hype about this. So it's not like there's a ton of excitement and you would think, oh, okay, it'll just sort of fly under the radar. But once it begins, it's going to be on, there's going to be wall-to-wall coverage of this. And basically where I'm going with this is Team Canada are in a bad spot where they need to win. Like if they don't win, they're going to get ripped. And if they win, nobody will really pat them on the back all that much. They'll just say, well, who cares? You got to win the gold medal in the Olympics next year. So they're in a weird spot. And especially now, they can't lose to the U.S. Like the U.S. has been beating them in like a lot of youth hockey. U.S. minor youth hockey's taken over. They've won a lot of tournaments. They just won the World Juniors again, back to back. They're on a roll, U.S. hockey. But the men now, it's the men's like the top tier time to finish it off type of deal. And Canada hockey always has an excuse. Yeah, we didn't win the World Juniors because all our best players are in the NHL. Wow, we didn't win the World Championships because all the best players are in the playoffs. And there's no excuses now. Like Canada has no excuses. And not only that, you're freaking playing in Canada. I get it, you're playing in Boston too, but like, it's not like you're playing in Tokyo or something and it's, some weird trip. There's no excuses. So Canada's going to have to find a way to win this tournament. And quite frankly, I think people are sleeping on them a little bit, actually. There's so much negativity, and people are hyping up this USA team so much. I think Canada will be ready for this. And as of right now, I'm going to say the final is going to be Canada and Finland in the final. That's my prediction. But we'll get through the game predictions, and we'll get you all the numbers and the props and everything. All right, let's bring in Mick Aussie right now. I'm sure Mick is fired up the day after the Super Bowl. What's going on, Mick? How you doing?
Oh, mate, what a terrible game, terrible halftime show. But I put most of my money on the over because I didn't want to lose money to a team I didn't like. So, yeah, went the over. That was the best bet. And, wow, what a terrible game. But I had a great party I went to, and I took today off, and I watched the whole game today as well. So, watched the whole thing, mate, twice.
I got to say this, Mick. Usually your calculations are dead on, but it was a little bit different this year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, the reason is because the Taylor Swift factor did not come into effect because the NFL owners and bosses were so embarrassed the way they favored the Kansas City Chiefs for the last month. But they tried. Look at that pass interference on A.J. Brown. Even Tom Brady said, nah, that was a bit of hand shuffle. So the refs tried to, but when the Eagles were so far in front, they even gave the Eagles more freeze to make it look like they weren't favouring the Chiefs. So the last month has been disgraceful with the refs and the owners. And my mate Johnny Chick, who gave he boycotted it. He didn't even watch it. So a lot of people were very, very upset the past month of the way the refs were favouring the Chiefs.
126 million people watched without your boy watching. I think they did all right. Oh, he didn't watch. Like, they set a viewing record.
It's like, the Taylor
they set a viewing record.
Swift calculation. Know what it is, too? They only show her when she's happy. They never show her when she's sad. And she was sad a lot in that game.
Well, I think also she stepped backwards. They were getting killed, and she's also knows. Not to mention she got booed every time she got shown. So she stepped back out of the camera and stuff, right, when they were getting lit up. It had to come to an end. They'd won like 14 consecutive games with her in the building. But that's the thing. Listen, Mick, if you want to beat the champ, you got to beat him, right? And the Philadelphia Eagles, they left no choice. Like, they left no doubt. There was no, you know what I mean? And the refereeing, there were bad calls on both ways. Patrick Mahomes got smacked in the head once. They didn't call it. The refs just sort of, it was what it was. They, there was the bad call with A.J. Brown, and then they did a makeup call after when Goddard got hit. That shouldn't have been a penalty either, right? It is what it is. But the Philadelphia Eagles, they just left no doubt. They just punched them in the mouth, and that's what you got to do. That's what and I knew that going in with the Buffalo Bills. I didn't really bitch about the referees after the Buffalo Bill game. If you're going to complain about a spot on 4th and inches, and you have Josh Allen as your quarterback, and you left it up to the refs to decide where it was, that's on you, right? Like like I said, it's like a boxer. Boxers all know. Dana White, UFC, boxing, they always say it all the time, man. If you're the contender, don't leave it in the hands of the judges, man, because they're going to side with the champion. And that's the way it is in every sport, Mick. It is what it is. But now that the carpet's been pulled out from underneath them, the Chiefs have to climb back up here, and we'll see if they're able to do it moving forward. But I think the Taylor Swift story is sort of coming to an end because Travis Kelce could retire, to be honest, too, which I wouldn't be surprised if he did now.
Good call.
And look at those O-line and D-line for the Eagles. They were monsters. It was the biggest and heaviest O-line ever in Super Bowl, I believe. And the first Aussie to start a Super Bowl and win it was Jordan Mailata, the big fella on the O-line for the Eagles. So that was great to see. He had the Aussie flag up there on the dais. But talking about Dana White, mate, you just mentioned him. Did you hear the way he ripped into the Aussie media? It was fantastic. He called them pussies after what I said last week about the Melbourne media being the second worst in the world. Dana White just teared apart the Aussie media. It was brilliant. I couldn't stop watching it. He says you got the most dangerous animals on the land and the sea, and yet your media are all pathetic. It was great. You got to listen to it, mate. I tweeted it to you.
Yeah, but Mick, that's like every Dana White press conference, like after every city. Like that's like his. It's not like that's something new. That like, you know what I mean? That's his. That's his main. That's his thing. I don't know what he's so upset about. He's upset that they were upset that they didn't like what Sean Strickland said. But yeah, it is what it is, Mick. But
true though. It's
like,
so
seriously.
true what he said.
He rips everybody, right? I mean, that's his brand, Mick. Right? That's his brand. So I saw you at the Super Bowl party yesterday, and once again, you seem to just be taking more pictures and stuff than watching a game, Mick. So you say you have to rewatch the game today?
Oh, I told you I planned having the day off to rewatch it, and I don't like either team. I watch the game, but you know as well as I do, when you're in a sports bar, you're talking to people, you're not watching the game closely. But yeah, I got a good picture with that Bills fan, Rene, and quite a few others. It's the ex-TSN radio guys. They formed their own show, so they're doing well. A lot of good fellas, mate. Not like the lot of arrogant media that you would have met down there at Super Bowl. But I enjoyed your coverage, your pictures with all the stars, mate. Like, it's great.
Mick hates the media.
He's inside edition.
All the arrogant media down there. What arrogant media is down there? I don't know.
That guy's the best. He kills me. I love this
That's
stuff.
true, Cam. And other than a few people like Gabe and Frel, like a lot of you guys make some good money, but a lot of these guys, when I used to go, they weren't making that much money, but they thought they were so good, you know what I mean? And Pharrell, I got upset at Pharrell because he said only losers go to the media parties. There's 6 of my best nights ever. I went to 6 media parties down there. They were
Pharrell's
fantastic.
just done with everything. You got to understand something. Me and Gabe know Pharrell's done with everything.
Because you like you like that free booze down at the media party, and Mick likes to mingle though. You get all the
I'm done with it too. I'm done with.
I'll be honest. I haven't been to that media party once, Mick. In the last 4 years, I've been to every Super Bowl. I haven't been to the media party once. I don't need a free egg roll that badly.
Exactly. Bring it in the room.
Patino himself, in a clip that we just played, said basically the stats are not backing up the team's wins.
St. John's offensive glass. That's where a lot of opportunities for St. John's came from. St. John's does not shoot the basketball well. It might even be fair to say they shoot it poorly. They were 3 of 16 from deep last night, but it doesn't seem to matter to them.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this one? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
In a short format tournament like this, like the Olympics, now this is even smaller, only 4 teams. Who's got the best goaltending? You're talking 3 round robin games and then a knockout with 4 teams. So you're playing 5 games.
I'm not sold yet, Mike, on the USA stuff, on the merch, but I think I'm sold on the USA at least being in the final.
Only on SportsGrid.
$72-47 at the half right now for the Los Angeles Lakers. Great start for the Luka era. Big night tonight. The Utah Jazz play the part of the Washington Generals, and the Lakers are the Globetrotters tonight. Austin Reeves has dropped 15. So Luka Doncic played 15 minutes in the first half, 4 for 9 from the field, 1 for 5 from 3. So he shot 5 3-pointers. He's got 11 points. He's got 3 assists. We played over 6.5 assists. It's not going to hit because they're smoking him. It's 72-47. How much is he really going to play in the second half now? He'll play in the third quarter here, and then he'll probably sit, depending on how this game is going. LeBron James, 13 points. And then the media tomorrow is going to go crazy. The media that Mick hates so much, the media is going to go crazy tomorrow about how great they are, and they're going to win the championship, and Luka this, and it's going to be awesome, and whatever. It's going to be fun, and it'll be fun in the playoffs. But they won't be able to play defense. Like Luka can't play D. LeBron doesn't really play D now too much anymore. He can if he tries, but he will in the playoffs a bit. But they just won't have enough to get it done in the playoffs. But it'll be fun. And quick college basketball check here. I don't know what happened in this game. Now the point spread was like 19 and a half, and it closed at like 16. I'm on Fresno State plus the points against Nevada. They're down by 7 right now. The current in-game number is 15 and a half, 143 and a half, total 143 and a half. 3 minutes left in the first half. All right, we got Mick here for a couple more minutes. We'll get him out of here. So Mick, next year, Super Bowl, who's going to win? We posted the odds yesterday on Twitter. Let me get the numbers up here once again. The Chiefs are plus 650 favorites, along with the Philadelphia Eagles. Also plus 650 right now. My Buffalo Bills are 7-1. The Ravens are 7-1. The Lions are 9-1. The 49ers are 12-1. And the Commanders are now 18-1. The Super Bowl is outside of San Francisco next year in Santa Clara, California. But technically it's the San Francisco Super Bowl. What's your prediction, Mick? Early prediction for next year.
Oh, why aren't the Denver Broncos on there? They should be. I'll take the Denver Broncos
I
versus
love this guy.
Detroit Lions. There you go. There's a pick for you. No, we probably won't, but we're on the up. Absolutely. I'd like to see your Buffalo Bills get there. They deserve it. Absolutely, they do. Chiefs favored? Nah. No, don't like that one. So hopefully it's the Broncos and the Lions. I like the Lions as well. But I might try and get to San Fran. That wouldn't be bad down there. Not too far from here.
Yeah, well, that's all. You would have liked New Orleans. New Orleans is a good party town. Right, San Francisco is going to be so spread out, right? The Super Bowl's in Santa Clara. They're going to have stuff downtown San Francisco and in Santa Clara, so it's going to be spread out. And, it's not a great walking city. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's certain areas. But New Orleans, everything was so close. New Orleans isn't a big city, right? That was one cool thing. Like, the convention center, the casino, the hotels, the stadium, everything is sort of like in this sort of like triangle that's like 40 minutes away from each other walking. But I do get the feeling that New Orleans was a lot safer this week than it usually is. I put it that way.
Big time.
I've seen a lot of cops before, but this was like, don't forget, they had an attack too on New Year's Eve there. Mm-hmm. And we were staying like literally 10 seconds from where that happened. So it was pretty jarring to see. Like, it was pretty sad when you actually see it in person, like how it happened and stuff. But I saw they did a piece on it, but there were 3,000 cops there. So they had 3,000 law enforcement officers. But the thing is, it doesn't sound like that much, but it's not that big. And another thing is too, the teams normally are never downtown. Like at the Super Bowls.
Yep.
Like teams, for people tuning in, teams will usually stay at a nice golf resort somewhere out of town, right? So they're not around fans, they're not around the city. Like they're very isolated normally. This year was like really unique. Both teams were literally staying like in the French Quarter. Like both teams' hotels were like with the fans. Like it was pretty crazy. Like Kevin Walsh, and Greg, you'll like this. Kevin Walsh came in, and I told the story about how I had the offensive line on. I had a bunch of dudes from the offensive line, and I asked them if they were going out and stuff. And he said, "Well, yeah, we go out to eat all the time." And he goes, "I think I just ate like 450 oysters." And he said how like the old line went out, and the rookies had to pay for it. I said, "How much was it?" and stuff. And then Kevin Walsh walks in, and he goes, I said, "Yeah, man, the Eagle players were just in the hotel eating." And he goes, "Yeah, man." He goes, "I just saw Kenny Pickett." You like this, Greg? Kenny Pickett was just sitting by himself in Raising Cane's eating chicken tenders.
Backup quarterback.
And no one knew who he was. He was like wearing a Philadelphia Eagle T-shirt, and like he looks like a kid in real life. Like he's not big. Like it freaked me out standing next to him. Actually, I met him, and I was like, wow. Like I even said it on the show. I said he's much less smug looking in real life than he seems on TV. Like, I don't know, on
bring
TV,
it
he
down.
takes his helmet off, he's got sort of that look. But in person, he just looks like a college kid type thing. I know he's like 25 or whatever, but like he looks young still. And it's just funny, though, the Eagle players, like at Kenny Pickett, it's Super Bowl week. He's got like zero entourage. Nobody's with him. And he's walking around like an Eagle T-shirt and a pair of shorts at Raising Cane's Chicken. Like that was like his Super Bowl week. And then he ends up taking the winning snaps in the Super Bowl.
There was one crazy story, though, that Chiefs reporter who got murdered. Like, I don't know the whole thing or whatever, but did you read that story, Gabe? The guy was like,
Yeah, I saw that. That was...
Yeah. I don't want to get into it because I don't know. Like, I got to dig deeper. It was very sad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, probably shouldn't have brought it up, but it was just like, it's like weird, you know?
Well, you've got to be careful when you got to be careful when you travel. All right, Mick. So yeah, your Broncos are 40-1 to make the Super Bowl next year. They are on the up, and we'll see. Thing with the Broncos is they have a lot of room to get better. They're already pretty good, and Peyton's just going to keep on sort of like rebuilding this thing and getting some better players in there. And the Chiefs are on notice right now, right? Teams see a weakness to step up. We'll see the Chargers are going to be good again next year. All right, Mick. Can't wait for AFL to start, Mick. Some new
Year
picks.
of the Horse next year too, Mick. Year of the Horse. It's been very good in Year in the State. Broncos.
Patino himself, in a clip that we just played, said basically the stats are not backing up the team's wins.
St. John's offensive glass. That's where a lot of opportunities for St. John's came from. St. John's does not shoot the basketball well. It might even be fair to say they shoot it poorly. They were 3 of 16 from deep last night. But it doesn't seem to matter to them.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this one? Oh, Donnie, you've got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
In a short format tournament like this, like the Olympics, now this is even smaller, only 4 teams. Who's got the best goaltending? You're talking 3 round robin games and then a knockout with 4 teams. So you're playing 5 games.
I'm not sold yet, Mike, on the USA stuff, on the merch, but I think I'm sold on the USA at least being in the final.
Only on SportsGrid.
This is SportsRage. I'm Morency. Good to be back. We'll be back tomorrow night at 10 o'clock Eastern time. Lakers up 72-47 at the half right now over the visiting Utah Jazz, so they're smoking them. Luka Doncic making his debut this evening, and he's played 15 minutes, got 11 points at the half, 4 for 9, 1 for 5 from 3, so that's what's hurt him tonight. We played over 6.5 assists. Listen, his point total was 27.5. I don't think he's going to get there because the game's a blowout, and he is coming off an injury, and it's his first game with the Lakers. So I don't know. We'll see how this third quarter goes, but they're up 72-47, so they're drilling them pretty big right now. We got one college basketball game going on. Nevada are up by 9 right now on Fresno late in the first half. In-game total 146.5. It's 39-30. They're laying 15.5 in the game. The Four Nations face-off, this exhibition hockey tournament, which is supposed to be intense. We'll see, we'll find out when they play, right? I think it's one of these deals, this tournament, where if you see the players talking about it, they are very into this. So even though there's sort of an apathy with a lot of fans, and, ticket sales aren't great because they're overcharging. Only a few games have really sold out. Sort of, the Canada games are selling well, and the U.S. ones in Boston are selling. But it starts on Wednesday. Sweden and Canada in Montreal. Team Canada are minus 250 favorites. Sweden are plus 205. They're plus 1.5 on the puck line, minus 120. The total is 6. USA play Finland on Thursday night, also in Montreal. USA are minus 340 favorites against Finland. Finland are plus 270 on the money line, which this one I don't understand. If you look at this, Canada are minus 250 on the money line. Sweden are plus 1.5, minus 120. And then you get Finland, USA are minus 340 on the money line. Yet Finland, whatever, there's only a 20-cent difference. Like, I almost want 2.5 with Finland here, and I think we can get it probably at not a crazy price.
I knew, Gabe. You're like, can I get 2.5 with Finland? Want to know why they're doing that, though? Finland plays
Finland,
tight games.
Finland plus 2.5 right now is plus 200. That's actually pretty good parlay material. As I stated, I personally think these are going to be lower scoring games. Despite all the firepower that these teams have, don't underestimate the fact that these players don't play with each other. All right? Just point blank. Hockey is not the type of sport that you can just sort of drop people on the ice and expect things to happen. You see it in the All-Star game. People are confused. Where do I go? Where, you know what I mean? Oh, this is where this guy shoots from. Now, this is what you have coaches for and advanced scouting for and all this, and they have a very limited amount of time, right? I mean, that's what they practice today, tomorrow, and boom, they're playing on Wednesday type of deal. Team Canada guys have never played together. They haven't played international hockey basically since 2017.
Right.
So none of these people have played together. Canada have 2 players that played together from the 2010 team that are on the team now. So none of these players have played together, and the number one thing is going to be don't make a mistake. Point blank, Cam. They're not going to be like, oh, let's just play run and gun hockey and see what happens. They're all going to do the same thing. They're all going to say, let's just dump and chase, dump it in, and let's see what happens. Let's just feel it out in the first period. And it's going to be a big feeling out process here. I love the under 6, Sweden and Canada. Sweden are not going to let Canada get into a track meet with them. Sweden invented the trap. All right? Like literally and figuratively. It was Peter Forsberg's father. It was called the torpedo system. People give credit to Jacques Lemaire because he brought it to North America with the New Jersey Devils. But the fact of the matter is Peter Forsberg's father was the coach of Sweden, and they just called it a torpedo. It's just putting up a wall at center ice and saying, the trap, the wall, whatever the hell you want to call it. But Sweden do it better than anybody. So they're gonna neutralize Canada. It's gonna be. I don't think this game goes over. USA Finland 5.5, a little trickier, but same thing. The Finns are gonna want to play a low scoring game with the Americans. Like Finland are gonna want to play a 2-1 game with these guys.
You're right, Gabe. Champions League soccer tomorrow. I know we had wish we had Big Head Julio on, but here's the deal. I like Sporting Lisbon is getting plus 130 against Dortmund. I think that's a really, really good price. PSG is like minus 320. It's parlay material, but Dortmund will be my dog play against Sporting Lisbon plus 130.
All right, Cam dropping a soccer pick on the way out. All right, congratulations to our boy Greg Frank for his Philadelphia Eagles winning. Now we're done being nice to the Eagles. Now it's back to the grind. Go Bills. Other than that, you're on your own later.